that it officially hates me this week. So we're doing something a little bit different here. Got you guys on the phone this week instead of just on the laptop. So sorry, this is probably going to come out in portrait mode, which I think is absolutely terrible, but just bear with me. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the weekly horoscope for the week of April 25th, where this week not only do we have the eclipse blowing in on the 30th, but at the same time we are also going to have Pluto stepping into its retrograde path. It is a really charged week. Whenever we're going to have an eclipse, it becomes a really charged week. That's just kind of the nature of eclipse energy. But remember again, that as we're walking through where this eclipse is going to be starting, where the energies are going to be pulling from, directions they're going to be shifting, that you really have got to take a look at your own chart to see where this is happening at. So let's jump in and start talking about what is going to be happening and going on and getting down the week of the 25th. Now, before we actually jump in here, a couple things. First of all, please make sure that you are checking the community tab on this channel. Go to the home page and then you will see that you have the option for videos, playlists, community, and some other things. Check the community tab to stay up to date with what's going on with the YouTube Astrology Academy. Right now we're polling for our next class. We've got a couple teachers who are ready to go. We're going to bring them back. We're going to watch those classes again, come back with questions, and then we will bring them for live Q&A and for some additional teaching. As well, we have our new teachers getting lined up and getting in place, getting their classes scheduled as well. But you want to be following what is going on in that community tab so that you know what's happening with the YouTube Astrology Academy. And I am not going to keep you in the dark. Also, if you are not already on my email list to get the monthly updates, any sales or specials before they come out to the general public, you want to make sure that you're also on my email list. You can find that in the description box down below. And if you want more content, something pulled in a little bit closer, deeper dives into some of these aspects, you can always join me over on Patreon as well. So lots of places to be doing astrology together, and right here is just fine as well. Now, last thing I want to tell you before we jump in here and talk about what's going on in the cosmic world is that things have been moving so entirely quickly this year that I'm going to actually be launching out this week, today, set, ready to go, these summer specials. Now, I typically do not put out the seasonal specials until a couple weeks before the season actually starts, or at right when the season is starting, and things have been booking out so quickly around here that there was just no time to do that. So the summer solstice specials, those appointments will book between June and September. Those are actually going to be out at the end of this video. You can click in the description box down below when I'm all said and done, and I will put the link there for you. They are first come, first serve. They go like wildfire. So if you are ready to check in or you want to have our first session together, I would love for you to do that. And this is my seasonal discount gift that I give every season. So I look forward to seeing you in our sessions. Now, let's get to what's going on in the cosmic sky. Okay, so first and foremost, as we are coming into the week, one of the things that we're going to experience is I want you to keep in mind that we have just had a moon, right? We just did some Libra interaction not too long ago, so we may still be riding a little bit of that lunar energy even as we're coming into this particular week. And I think that's something just to note because we're in severely lunar times right now. We're getting ready to come this week into an eclipse. Then we're going to have a moon that is also we're going to have a 3-moon month essentially as we're moving through May. So we're in some real lunar times as far as things go right now. Now, when we get to the 27th, we're going to see Mercury beautifully over in a sextile to Jupiter, who's in Pisces. Now, this is interesting, though, because while it does sit in that really nice sextile to Jupiter, it's also just shying a square there with Saturn. So it kind of creates an energy that sextile is so delicious. We can be presented opportunities and we can be taking advantage of those opportunities, because that's what a sextile is about. It presents a pocket of opportunity, of usually ease and opportunity, and then we're able to intelligently take action to allow those opportunities to happen out. But it could also feel like, with that square in there, it could feel like, yeah, there's an opportunity for me to move forward here, or I'm put in a position with this square where I need to move forward, but I'm having to make a pretty big decision. This is not just I think by the time we're rolling on the 27th, you're moving into more serious territory. So if there is a big decision, if there is something that you've been thinking about and you're like, your feet are to the fire, one of the things I would tell you that you can really do with that sextile aspect is get calm, get quiet for a minute. Have you prepared? Have you done the best that you can to get ready with the information that you have? And then you need to trust your gut and trust your intuition. That is a phenomenal use of that particular set of energy. Not to mention that we've also got Venus in the mix of this as well, because Venus is over in this really nice conjunction with Neptune. Now remember, Venus is exalted in the energy of Pisces. So Venus is not only living her best life, okay, but also in a powerful position. So with these two kind of grouped and bunched together and you're making this big decision, it's almost as if I feel like I want to hand you this vision of, the opportunity presents itself in front of you and you've been waiting, you've been seeing this vision, you've been thinking, okay, even if it's something hard that you need to do, you were like, okay, I know I've been avoiding this and now it's brought right back to my front door. I need to imagine myself coming to the other side, or I need to imagine what's the outcome of the decision that I'm making right now. I think that's a profound use of energy. Now, there's also this nice business between Mercury and Jupiter where we have the smaller mind and the bigger mind. So small communication or things that we've heard and we repeat, it's very rote knowledge. We say it over and over and over again. And Jupiter is, I make it mine, right? I make it mine, I make it bigger, I expand that thought, I bring it into my own belief structure, my own philosophy, and these two are activated. So you really are able to access this new version of thinking and decision making that we've got going on. Really good stuff. I think these are going to be some delicious days. But now let's whip ourselves over to the 28th, okay? And remember, we're gearing up all week because we are in eclipse territory. We have really been since last week, and we really have been since 2014, and we've been even closer since November of 2021. Okay, so we're in this eclipsing territory. So if you feel like you're vibrating, if you still feel like an intensity with your emotions or even an excitement to kind of break out of what has been, that's very much attribute to the Uranus and Taurus, but also the eclipse energies that are coming in, okay? But let's do the 28th first. We got to just do one day at a time. Okay, so on the 28th, we've got Mercury, who's in Taurus, now in a trine to Pluto, who's in Capricorn. When we get an Earth trine underneath our belts, this is a wonderful, powerful time to make things happen in your very material plane. Earth signs like to work in the material plane. So now we've got, I want you to just think about this in terms of the nature of energy. Venus and Neptune are over in Pisces. So this is a very compatible energy with Earth. Earth and water work very well together. So as we've got this extreme kind of hope or exalted inspiration that comes from Venus and Neptune being together, and then we pop forward and we see Mercury and Pluto coming together, this is like the ultimate in examining beliefs, and it's also in the ultimate in understanding facts and information to move us forward, making decisions of powerful transformative capacity. It's a really lovely energy that you can build with. Now, I do still think that Pluto is Pluto. and Mercury is Mercury. So in this conversation that they're having together, you may find out information that, one, maybe you didn't know you had that information. Two, maybe the information was not available at the time that you were trying to get it. Or maybe truths that just haven't been properly floating on the table come to the surface. And it's all to your benefit. That's the thing I really want to point out, is that it's all to your benefit. And this is, don't just think, oh, my partner's cheating on me or something terrible. It doesn't have to be that. Are you a researcher? Are you looking for a house? Have you been looking for something and it's like, there's nothing out here, I can't find it. This is information coming to the surface in that way as well. And you're wrapped in all of this Neptunian overly inspired information. So it's like, can I take this truth, this actual reality, and bring this, into my inspiration, into my vision, visualize it, allow myself to see what I'm going to create next, allow myself to adjust my vibration to attract in what I want, because I don't attract in what I want, I attract in what I am. So is my vibration sound? These are truths that I think that this energy is also deliciously wonderful for uncovering as well. Now, when we get to the 29th, expect the mind to speed up. We're ready to go, okay? Mercury is going to move into the energy of Gemini. So home court territory, home court advantage. Mercury is ready to go. So the thinking, okay? All of this information is going to be going. We're ready to go. We're curious. We're ready to communicate. Emails, because remember, you're not the only one who's going to be experiencing Mercury's move into Gemini. The entire world is getting this experience. So yes, you haven't heard about that job that you applied to 6 months ago, but Mercury is in the energy of Gemini now. Everybody's replying. Now you have more offers than you know what to do to. It is a great time to send out that resume if you haven't done that. It might be a strong time, depending on your chart, to sign those contracts. But other people are also going to be talking and moving and having communications go. So this is a phenomenal time for networking. And you know what? We're in a new season. If you're up here in the north, we've got springtime on us. We've got Mercury and Gemini. We'll be out there like, let the sun touch my shoulders. I want to meet with people. I want to go to the park. Whatever it is, allow the curiosity to prevail. But think about this as well. I mean it. You're not the only one experiencing the transit, so lots of communication could be coming up at this time for sure. Now, we get just a day down the road, and we've got the new moon solar eclipse happening in the energy of Taurus. I just am so excited about this for us, because really, I had you guys think about what was happening 19 years ago, as we were talking about these nodes moving through your chart. 19 years ago, what was happening? For some people, it was really good. For some people, it was really challenging. But when we flash back to November of 2021, and we look at that first dance of energy throughout Taurus energy of your chart, what did you start there? Or it's like something was going on and you just couldn't get it. Right? Something was happening, but it wasn't in its entirety. Now, this is that flash forward from there. These eclipses are helping to rub off and shape and get that in order, because this is your second chance energy in that particular area. So with this new moon solar eclipse in the energy of Taurus, first of all, remember, this is just a partial solar eclipse. So we don't have a full reset. We didn't need a full reset. You already got some good work started back in November, so go back to that in your life, and now you're ready to take that partial reawakening and run with it. But plant your seeds of intention. Plant your seeds of intention in this really delicious earth sign, because the gems and the gold that you're going to get as it starts to rise to the surface, as what you've planted starts to grow, is going to be phenomenal. Eclipse energy lasts us for about 6 months, just depending on where it's hitting and landing in your chart. So you have 6 months of changing energy that's beginning something new, giving you that second chance. When we get into May, we'll have a full moon lunar eclipse, which will allow some of the power struggle, will bring in more of the transformation, but you plant that thing now so that it can grow. Where do you need to be honest about your self-worth? Where is this coming up? Where are these the lessons for you? Where are some things just financial? It's just about that money, 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 right? What's going on with your money? Where are you investing it? Where are you using your creative talents and or skills of any variety to go out in the world to make money, passive streams of income? What makes you secure? And I'm not just talking about your material security, because I know often we assign that to Taurus, and that's very true, because earth signs like to live in the material plane. Taurus is like, where's my food? Where's my house? Right? But also, in you, where is your security? Are you waiting for people, places, or things to change before you can be secure? Because if so, you got to look at that. That's an improper alignment, right? This entire planet should be able to fall in, but you're good on the inside, which doesn't mean you're calm and your lipstick looks good. It means people, places, and things do not get to rob you of your security. And if something feels like it is in this power struggle right now, this would be a great energy to look at that. In your relationships, are your relationships comfortable right now? Are they too comfortable right now? Right? You've been too comfortable in your relationship. When's the last time you put on a little something and zhuzhed it up in the old bedroom? Taurus cares about that stuff, right? Are you too comfortable? And I even mean for yourself too. Where are you at with the connection and the sensuality in your own body? Beauty is nothing shallow. Beauty is a sacred practice, especially when you're breathing it in to enlighten and enliven your spirit. Where is that in your life right now? Do you have a solid beauty practice in your life, whatever that is for you, that lifts up and motivates your comfort and your value? These are things that we are looking at under these Taurus energies, and essentially wanting to build a bridge of stability. Something steady, sturdy, long-term plans, investments, and endurance that Taurus can work with. And it's really interesting, right? Because as enduring as Taurus energy can be and is in your relationships right now, are you being pressed? Are you being pushed to have to surrender doing it fully your way? You can't just be stubborn, and you're having to surrender and make more space for your partner, make more space for your friends, make more space that's not just about you, because Taurus can get those little blinders up where it's like, yeah, but I'm happy, I'm comfortable, you can't tell me nothing. But that is a great place to miss out on creating something long-term, creating long-term relationships, long-term finances, and things like that. So I want you to think, please, very deeply about what are your new moon solar eclipse intentions that you're ready to plant down there in that earthy, mineral laden soil that is beneath your feet, and you're ready to begin that and continue that journey over this next 6 months. That's something to really be thinking of. Now, on the same day, at the same time, we are going to see Pluto stepping into its annual retrograde. Now, Pluto is an outer planet. It's like the most of the outer planets, okay? So Pluto, it's always ebbing and flowing, just below the level of consciousness. It always is. So for some people, a Pluto retrograde won't feel as intense. I think that outer planet retrogrades are intense and are important because they give an energetic course correction to also our global stage, to the world around us. So I think that's important for us to know and to understand. So as Pluto is going to retrograde, it's going to begin right here on the 30th at 28 degrees of Capricorn. So note that in your chart. And Pluto's not whipping and zipping and moving all fast. So it's very easy to find where the retrograde path is going to be. It's only going back to 26 degrees of Capricorn. So it's just moving 2 degrees. But when a planet is in charge of empowerment, death, rebirth, and transformation, you don't want that thing whipping and zipping anywhere, right? We need time. I feel like if we all had to just change the way Pluto allows us to change and be empowered, if we had to just do that in like 3 weeks, like a Mercury cycle, we'd die. Humans would just die. We'd be like, I can't even wrap my head around all of that, Pluto, okay? So it's nice and slow, gives us time, but it also is changing the outer world for us as well. And in the outer world concept, we're looking at the last vestiges of what our societies, our global societies, have been like for a very, very long time. The United States will be moving towards its Pluto return, and this is that last retrograde trying to really get us in position before we start to feel, I think, the real impetus of the conjunction back into the energy of Aquarius. So this is a pretty significant retrograde, I think. But bringing this back, excuse me, to us personally, when Pluto goes retrograde, we pull in, unless your Pluto is retrograde, then it is calling you to take all of these inner reflections that you've been having 90% of the time and bring them out. If you have a retrograde planet in your chart and that planet goes retrograde, instead of coming in with the rest of us, you'll likely be coming out. So as Pluto steps into its retrograde, we're going to be asked to go back and to pause and to reflect and to evaluate the honesty of where we need to surrender or where we are struggling in control and power issues and dynamics in our lives. It's nice and slow because sometimes I think we don't even realize the honest intensity of which we are power struggling with something, and it can be mental. It doesn't have to be with another person. Are you struggling? Are you fighting with your body, who is your first partner ever? Right? Are you in a slavery relationship with your body, or are you treating your body, your partners, your business like partnership instead of like a slave, right? These are questions I think each of us are tasked to ask. And I also think that, just in the state here of the world, are you feeling like, listen, I have got some habits and they have got to be eliminated. They are sabotaging me. Do you have obsessions that are going on? Are there troubles with work? Where are you with work right now? What are your ideas about your working? How you're going to add value to your life, your community? Where are you? Are you power struggling with ideas with the government, those student loans, anything in the judicial system? What is going on in the space of genuine spiritual growth that needs to happen for you to move forward? Pluto retrograde gives us time to go back over this. Now, we've had Pluto in Capricorn since 2008, so take it back. Since 2008, in the Capricorn areas of your chart, where are you different? Where have you grown? Where is there transformation that you can see is available? Because this is like those last moments, those last reviews of everything that's needed to change here. But what I think is also so profound about the Pluto retrograde is that it gives us a chance, I think, to honestly go back and say, what am I using to still protect myself that is stopping me from being this incredible partner, business owner, parent, friend, lover, And also the other side of that is, where am I extraordinary? Where am I allowing myself to put my extraordinary feet, one foot in front of the other, out into this world, into my life? And that doesn't mean you have to have a podcast. Doesn't mean you have to do YouTube. Where are you more present with your 5-year-old when they're talking to you, right? Where you're just here, you're not thinking, I've seen that 10,000 times. Do you really need me to see it again? Yes, they do. Just in case you were wondering, they do. Where are you more present? Where are you in this space where you're not telling yourself, okay, I'm trying to get there, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do this, but instead it's this recognition and this acknowledgement of, I'm not trying. I took some baby steps already. I'm doing it. Like, look, mom, no hands, like I'm doing it. I'm not just still in the vibrating stage. Now I'm trying. So I think that Pluto retrograde is also an opportunity for us to recognize genuine empowerment and excellence that is available to us. Now, I want to talk about the shadow side of this a little bit, okay? If you have been manipulating the system, the people, the whatever, if these things are up in your life, in your world, or even if you're going back and doing like a personal spiritual inventory, where did I do this to people? You know, seeing your part, seeing how you got in that situation, right? Because half the time we've created what we're standing in, right? So if you're even using it to go back over there, anywhere that there's manipulation that you had a part in, Pluto retrograde is an opportunity for you to get free of it by seeing your part, forgiving yourself, and moving on. But also, if you've got people in your life keeping secrets, being manipulative, and those kinds of things, revelation becomes empowered here. Right? Deep truths that are not always comfortable, they're Plutonian, have to rise to the surface so that we can be free from them. Sex addiction, these things fall in there. Troubles with fertility, right? We can get some help during Pluto retrograde. Surrogacy, these kinds of things, counseling, healing, whatever you need to be looking at in order to take a spiritual position on it and come to the other side of freedom. This is a time that I think during the Pluto retrograde is very much so available to us. And all of this, my goodness, like right here where we've got this solar eclipse happening, then the ruler of this solar eclipse is also sextile Pluto as it's taking its retrograde. So it is like, whoa, if you do have something that you love, that you're passionate about, that's powerful in your life, if a new romance walks into your life, it could be intense, or maybe this brings that really nice, intense turn to relationships that have already been in your life. And Venus is rolling high at this time. We've also got Mercury trine that Pluto. We've got the moon square Pluto at the time that it's retrograding. So we really have a lot of probing questions that are on the table and available for us, but they're in very quiet ways, which is why we meet and greet here, so we can turn up the volume of the question, get our magnifying glasses out and say, oh wait, Pluto's retrograde, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this, right? This is a phenomenal way to use this particular set of energy. So I hope you make really, really good use of it. Okay, now as we're going to close out this week, we're actually going to be walking right here into May, and I couldn't be any more excited about it. I don't know about you guys out there. How are you guys feeling about it? How are you guys feeling about rolling over here into May? I feel like it's going to be a pretty profound month. May is loaded with magic, but not magic in the it's all perfect and it's all catastrophically good kind of sense, but May is loaded with opportunity to build. And that I think is really, really attractive and something that we can really, really be gushing in. Plus, it's Taurus season. Drink your coffee every morning and just be sexy. I don't know, just be Taurus. Allow that to be something that you are invested in as we travel through May. All right, my beautiful friends, thank you for having a lot of grace with me while we're figuring out what the camera situation is doing. You will not have a live weekly with me next week, as I will be gone in Tucson to the OPA retreat. And for those of you that will be there as well, I can't wait to see you. But I will make sure that you've got a beautiful video up, nice bullet points so that you can see them. And the week after, I will be back right here live with you. So I love you guys very much. Have a gorgeous rest of your Sunday or whatever day that you are listening. Make sure you check the description box in about 5 minutes. All of the aspects that I've talked about in this video will be in the description box as well. You'll have access to that first come, first serve set of seasonal discounts that are now available for you, the email list, the playlist to the YouTube Academy, and so much more. I love you, beautiful friends, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.